Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the O. And we're going to be taking this out in a simple battle, which I don't really do simple battles that much because usually it's just feels kind of samey half the time. A lot of times whenever I saw simple battle, it was like at 300, 350, and you always see like the same few suits, like E-Freets and all that. Maybe that's changed now, but I saw the 650 one. I was like, oh, you know what? The Yagdoga just came out. And let's just see how I can do by myself in a solo match. And, with Yo, good old melee suit. And it seems to have a very nice set of weapons for this kind of match. Stun somebody, going for a melee, they do dodge roll, maybe you can bust out your other melee, It's pretty simple, and it has pretty far-reaching neutral swing that I'll be taking advantage of a lot during this match. And, and another reason why I picked the O is because I know people are going to be picking the Yagdoga, right? The Yagdoga has 12 melee resistance. The O has some pretty good melee damage, 2 melees, a high damaging downswing. Downswings, I should say. Neutral swing's pretty good on the single beam saber as well. So I wanted to kill some Yagdogas. Unfortunately, I got the team that had 2, but there is 1 on this enemy team, and as you saw, I did dick on him, and I think I'm going to try swinging for a downswing. Such a good downswing that one is. Sometimes people don't anticipate that to hit. You can just come in with that willy-nilly sometimes and just get a hit. Hey, we are going to clash with the enemy O. I do like that paint scheme he has on. As you can see, I'm rocking the peaches and cream paint scheme. With the the orange and the white, or you could say the albino the albino. Anyway, but yeah, so that wasn't a bad first life actually. Our team seems to be competent enough as well, so that's gonna be very good for me. The thing with Yagdoga is it's a really good range unit, so. I can be the front-lining melee general, and the Yagdogas can back me up with their range strength, which the range strength of the Yagdoga is actually pretty good enough to where it can still do significant damage to even generals. So even if they're just sitting out their stuff, they're shooting, they're still doing damage. I think I can appreciate that with. And also, this is the Yagdoga. I tried to spawn behind on B to come up behind the enemy, but it ended up that the Yagdoga came into my direction, so I'm going to try and fuck him up. And unfortunately, he had me beat here, came in for that tackle. And fortunately, my support's going to help me, which that's a pretty good support. The full armor Shiki, which does significant damage to 650 suits and 700. So excellent, top tier, one of the top tier supports, and honestly, I would say it's the best support right now. It's the one I keep on seeing. For a while I was kind of tied up with this in the C1 or that in the C1, and the C1's still pretty good, but you just have to wait every time you use your heavy stagger, so that can be kind of detrimental at some points. And then the HML, I know a lot of people I think it was the HML, the Zeta. A lot of people were putting that as a contender for the best, but honestly, I think with the way 650 is played, with how rush heavy it is, if the game was slowed down at 650 and it was more of a range game, I think the Zeta HML would probably be one of the better supports. But I still think the full armor Shiki is still the best, just the way it can do stuff. Hey, it's getting that downswing, and I'm trying to go straight for this raid because I know they have 2 raids. That's good for me. Even though the Bawu is going to take not as much damage as the Yagdoga, it's still a general attacking a raid. That's still good. And hey, caught the O doing a downswing or doing a dodge roll. And for some reason, one of the Yagdogas on my team decided to try and go for his melee. He did say sorry, which I guess that'd be more of my fault because I wasn't really anticipating him coming in. But again, that's a Yagdoga coming in for melee range. Doesn't have the best melee, or it's not meant to be as much as other raids. And, oh man, I'm going to be sitting out for a while here, and I'm going to die to the enemy O again. What a shame. But hey, we are ahead by 2,000 points. I can say that's a pretty good point difference at the at simple battle for 650 because there's less people going around, not as much points, you know. So even if they wipe us, we're still going to be ahead by a significant amount. This raid is going to die, and well, we're ahead by about 100 points. So I'm going to wait for our team to spawn in together because that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to spawn in at B and try and come up behind the enemy, do a flank, you know, and try and catch the raids. Because if I can shut the raids down from touching my my support, we should be fine. And it's about time for the action to start. We're going to go ahead and spawn in. Hey, that's pretty good. Let's see if we can come up behind somebody. Hey, there's the Babu, which I accidentally pressed the jump button. We'll try to switch to my weapon. The Babu would have been dead, but now here comes the O down swinging me. I'm going to take a good chunk of my my life taken away from me because of that mistake. And we're going to chase this Babu, or not Babu, the Yagdoga. And again, the Yagdoga on my team try to go for a melee again, which I'd honestly prefer if he just went for any of his other weapons to try and help either get a stagger stun or just add some damage while I go in for my melee. But it's fine, you know. We're pretty much going to win this right now. And I'm going to come in for the slow neutral swing. I don't know how I didn't get stunned by the enemy O. Maybe he barely missed me, but that looked like that should have hit. Maybe it's GBO2 shenanigans, but yeah. Yo, did he just walk up and slowly neutral swing? Or slowly walk up and neutral swing? But yeah, mission complete. And hey, top assist, top damage, and I got shot at the most. Go ahead and praise our team. I would have praised them all, but you know, I praised who I thought needed to be praised. And hey, first place, 2-2. Not too bad at all, actually. I did my job as the frontline melee unit, and I try to take on the enemy raids as much as possible. They had 2, which that's good for me. And sometimes, you know, as I see this a little bit in simple battles, or at least the point where I stopped playing simple battles, where a lot of people just they forget about the support's role, and they just opt out of it, which that can work for some team setups. Which, you know, probably might not have been a bad idea for here, because at 650 a lot of suits are rush heavy and they can do a lot of damage in melee combos. And I guess this person wanted to pick the Yagdoga to go along with the Babu as the range. You know, the Babu has a pretty good missile barrage that can damage even generals, and the Yagdoga can already do range damage to generals. So maybe they opted out of that support to have that. You know, you still have devastating weapons with the Yagdoga and the Babu. The support can sometimes be just too slow to keep up with the team in simple battle, especially when it gets dogpiled. But you know what? Our support was doing really well, enough to where I'm like, okay, you know, I can appreciate you. You know, he can still do damage. You know, the full armor sheet can still do damage to the O and the Cubile, especially those two, because they're big units that really benefits the full armor Shiki. And for me, yeah, first place. Again, they had 2 raids, and one of them does not have melee resistance, or at least that guy. Or he didn't really buff. Maybe he did buff it a little bit, but you know, I am an O. So I had a field day with that. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section how you feel about the O. I absolutely love the O in this game. It's one of my favorite Gundam suits. I say Gundam suits. It's Gundam as in the series, you know, it's not a Gundam, you know. It's a mobile suit. Something my dad would say, oh, what kind of Gundam is that? No, it's a mobile suit. You know, I do like the way it plays. You know, it's good. I do wish it could have had the 4 beam sabers just out by itself. You know, it does use it when it does it the downswing and the side swing, so that's fine. You know, they're supposed to be hidden, so I'm fine with that and all. It's just for my taste. I'd like them to just carry those 4 beam sabers around. You know, I wish the Toad Shredder could have just had its shoulder, its hidden blades on its shoulders sticking out while using its melee. That looks so weird. It looked like General Grievous is walking around. I would actually make a General Grievous like paint scheme if its melee was like that. That would have been fucking sweet. But yeah, the O, it's a really helpful general if you have the right team, because it's very melee focused, and even though it's melee focused, its range damage is not that bad at all. It's even good for taking out maneuver armor suits, even suits that have shock dampeners, because I've used this suit against the whenever the Dovin Wolf. Well, I think the level 2 Dovin Wolf still has its shock dampeners. I was using it to stun the Dovin Wolf, and then I would come in for my melee, and that works against the Dovin Wolf. It counters it because the Dovin Wolf doesn't have melee resistance and has low health too. So the O works fine if you have a good team for it. And fortunately here we had a really good team, and the enemy team I could counter, so it worked all in all. And yeah, that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.